I'm not just a wrestler in the business, I'm a fan of the product. My dad did it, now I'm doing it.
When you grew up the son of a legend, people run away from it. What made you want to run towards it?
When I came home from prison, I had my back against the wall. I'm happy that I chose to wrestle. That debut, I found my purpose.
6 years in the Texas State Penitentiary at 15 years old.
Yes, sir.
Why was it not juvenile detention?
I was in and out of juvenile when I was 15. I committed Class A felony. With that, they sent me to the big dogs. I'm happy that I was able to go through that because it made me who I am today.
You went in as a kid and you came out as a man.
I know who I am now.
Who are you?
I'm Zilla Fatu, man of morale, respect, loyalty, and love.
What does it mean to have that as your last name?
It means everything. The questions that was unanswered, it's answered now.
You're doing the Super Samoan Spike.
It's called the Triple Z now. Do you know why it's called the Triple Z?
Why is it called the Triple Z?
Well,
yeah.
So I just called it the Triple Z.
You know, I was there for your debut. I was there at Row.
Yes.
When you came out, and like the reaction for you was crazy. What did that moment feel like for you?
To be honest, leading up to that, first thing I just want to say thank you for pulling up. I've been watching your content way before that. And leading up to that day, obviously, there was a lot of butterflies, really nervous. And I just want to say big thanks to Jacob, Fatu, for just making me comfortable and at ease. He did pull it up like 3-4 days before the debut. And just having him by my side was just, he made me feel at peace within myself. And then obviously leading up to the show, meeting different people, meeting yourself, and seeing how my very first show goes. It was just, I had deja vu pulling up to the venue. Obviously I never wrestled, step foot in the ring ever in my life, other than when I was a kid. And just receiving all the love and support from not only the fans, but from my peers, it just meant a lot. And I think the foundation at Booker T and reality wrestling, it just fit so right for me, in my story. So, yeah.
Was the deja vu going back to like when you were a kid, going to the arena with your dad?
Yes, definitely. Especially, instead of going through the front, we go through the back with my dad. And I think just having that, and I guess it was just me like walking through the venue, and it hit different because I'm not a child no more. I'm not just a normal person just pulling up to the show. I'm part of the show now. I'm the talent. And I think that's what hit home with me. And then obviously, my dad did it. So now I'm doing it.
Growing up with a family that is so synonymous with wrestling, what's your earliest memory of wrestling?
Oh, earliest memory. To be honest, growing up, I'm going to keep it 100. Growing up, I just remember me and Dom, Rey Mysterio's son, me and him just growing up backstage, just running around, doing little boy stuff and just being wild and not listening to our parents. That's the only thing I remember. And I remember out of all the kids, because they have other wrestlers' families, backstage running around. I couldn't connect with them. Dom was the only person that I could connect with, and obviously Rey Mysterio was one of my favorite wrestlers. And I just remember traveling with Rey, my dad. At one point in time, I did not go to kindergarten. I skipped the whole kindergarten year just to travel with my dad. And that's all I remember, just me and Dom. I always see him here. And then we're always like running around, getting in the ring, hitting the 619, you just normally, naturally.
You're hitting a 619 as a kid?
Yes, that was my first move. That was the first thing that I ever did when I was a kid in the ring. And I used to hit it real smooth, like for real.
You think you got a 619 in you now?
Oh, no. No.
Not anymore?
After 250 pounds? No, definitely no.
What other wrestlers do you remember meeting when you were a kid?
Oh, Shelton Benjamin.
He was at your debut?
Yes, he was. He was a close friend of my dad's.
He was there. Charlie Haas was there as well.
Charlie Haas and Carlito. Carlito was there. There's so many. Obviously, Ray and R-Truth. R-Truth was one of the ones that I remember growing up, always seeing my dad with. And Shad, part of Crime Time. If you know, you know.
Yeah. Is it amazing that our truth looks the exact same now?
Exactly the same. Yeah. Maybe the hair, but yeah.
What Dom's done in the last few years is incredible.
Yeah. It's so inspiring, man, just seeing him, when we was younger. And then obviously all the way to now it's inspiring to me and it's motivating to me because, I know his pressure and I know, what he's going through, especially us being who we are, having our families come before us. And then now we have to live up or if not excel the expectation of our family. And I just love it because he's killing it and he's doing it with a smile on his face.
You were 10 years old when your father passed away?
I was 9 years old.
9 years old.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's the thing you remember most about your dad?
Oh man, just eating everything. Eating everything. Telling me, son, can you go grab that food right there? And we just ate, man. But yeah, I just remember him eating everything and just him being a big teddy bear because I know everyone thinks that, due to his character, he would be like cocky or like arrogant or just, mean. But my dad was totally the opposite, man. My dad was very loving, caring, obviously he was very family oriented. And man, he was the glue, man. He was the glue to all of us.
Do you have a favorite memory of him?
Oh man, I just shared this. Yes, I would love to. I remember my dad, it was for football. I used to play for a little league football team. And one day I didn't know he was going to pull up to the game and he surprised me. Right. And I remember right before the football game, I was stretching and he was like, "Hey son, I got a little proposal for you. Okay." I was like, "What's up, Dad?" He was like, "Look, every touchdown you get, I give you $20. I say, "Really?" He said, "Yes, I got you." And I remember after the game, I scored 5 touchdowns the whole game. And as soon as I seen him after the game, he already came, with the money and gave it to me. But that wasn't the most, surprising memory I had. It was when after that, he brought his T-shirts, he brought 8x10s for the team. And he just showed love, man. He was, signing autographs, taking pictures with, my friends. My friends knew who he was, but they never met him. They seen him on TV, and when they seen him there, they embraced it. And me as a kid, having my friends, "Oh man, that's your dad, man." Just good, so overwhelmed and overexcitement. It hit home for me, and I was just so happy. And I remember after that, man, everyone at school was talking about it, and that made me feel good, So
when you grew up the son of a legend like him, I feel like people either run towards that, I want to do what he did, or they run away from it. I don't want to do what he did. What made you want to run towards it?
I think it's when, obviously when I came home from jail, I had my back against the wall. And, growing up, our family always told us, "Man, do something else, man. Wrestling always going to be an option. Just try to go, do something else." And then not only that, my dad, my dad used to tell us like every Thursday, we had a family meeting. He always used to tell us, "I don't want you guys doing this. I need you guys to be better than me. I don't want you guys going through what I went through. I don't want you guys putting your body on the line or whatever. I need you guys to do something more safe." And at that time, I didn't really understand it. It was, but now obviously since I'm in the business, I definitely understand why, and there's a lot that comes with this that I feel like people don't see, the media don't see. And just being able to kind of embrace it and then not like run from it. I'm happy that I chose to wrestle because it brought me closer to him. And now I'm learning who my dad was through wrestling. So I'm so happy that, I started wrestling.
Do you feel like he's still with you when you're wrestling?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Talking about that debut. I was talking about those butterflies earlier. It went away as soon as I hit the curtain. And then speaking of the debut, it was like when I went out there, there was a moment, if you guys go watch, there was a moment that I wasn't trying to be like The Rock, but I was just, I was smelling everything. I was embracing everything. And as soon as I did that, everything just went away. And like I said, I found my purpose that day at my debut.
What were you going to do if you didn't wrestle?
Oh, wow.
Like when you got out of prison,
Right.
what was the path going to be?
I wanted to do something with training, something with personal training. My mom, she already had credentials doing that. So I was just going to be under her tree, and she was going to, you know, show me, because she was a kickboxing teacher. She was a cycling teacher. So I was like, man, let me do something with health. And at that time I was, you know, I'm still big on health, but I wanted to do something along the lines with sports, maybe sports meds, and then like be a trainer, or just I wanted to be able to help out others while I'm helping out myself.
So then what was the moment where it clicked, where you went, I'm going to try this wrestling thing out?
I think when I was broke and I was sleeping on the couch for 10 months and I didn't have no motion going on. And I remember I just woke up one day and I told myself, man, I'm going to do this. You know, I'm going to do this. And I remember my mom, she was cooking me breakfast and stuff. And then she was like, why are you looking at me like that? Because I was quiet. And then I looked at her, I said, Mom, I'm going to do it. She said, do what? So I'm going to wrestle. She said, shut up. Go, man, eat your food. And then I was like, no, Mom, I'm serious. I'm going to do it. And she was quiet for a little minute. And she was like, well, let's do it. If you're really serious about it, let's do it. You know, let's sit down, let's talk. And I remember that whole night, we were just chopping it up, just how I'm going to start. And obviously I had, you know, legal issues first to handle, which is, you know, my parole classes. I had to finish all that. And once I was able to finish all my parole classes, I called the king, Booker T, you know, Mr. 5-time. And me and him, we chopped it up for like 5-6 hours. You know, he was just asking me different questions. And I think he really wanted to like see if I was serious about this. And then he was like, hey, you know, I have a lot of love for your dad, you know, a lot of love for your family. And just know that I'm not going to steer you or mislead you in any kind of way. And, you know, he told me, you know, if you're serious, I got you. I got you. Pull up and we're going to take care of it. And I remember pulling up. I'm thinking I'm about to, you know, I'm with Kev, you know, shout out to Kevin. You know, Kevin's giving me the whole tour, the whole rundown. And in my mind, I'm thinking I'm about to, you know, sign some paperwork, do all this paperwork, whatever for training, do a physical, do the blood work, do all that. I didn't do none of that. They just put me right in the ring.
And then
he was
what?
like, do this.
Wow.
Yeah. So Kevin and Johnny, man, they was the first one that really showed me my first role. And I just remember the first, 2 weeks of training. It was like my body never experienced that type of pain. Yes, for real. And I remember after that, I was like, man, I don't know if this is for me, man. I don't know if this is the right, you know, choice that I'm making. But I think after just the whole like 2-3 months of training, the business definitely gained my respect. Going into it, I thought it was going to be super easy. I thought it was going to be you know, just a cakewalk, but it wasn't.
Were you like, it's in my blood? Like literally, my father's was incredible. It's going to be so easy for me too.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, well, my dad's Umaga. He makes it seem so easy. I can do it.
Yeah.
But after, like I said, after the very few months of training, man, it definitely gave my respect. And I was like, man, this is harder than what I thought it was. But, you know, through the foundation of reality wrestling, they have such a great core there. They were able to just help me with anything that I need. And, you know, it took a village, you know, to bring me up, and it still does.
This episode is brought to you by Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon makes high-protein, zero-sugar cereal and treats reinvented from your childhood because, as you know, nostalgia is a special thing, and a delicious thing in this case. Every serving of Magic Spoon high-protein cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs. They come in nostalgic flavors like fruity, cocoa, and frosted. Magic Spoon's high-protein treats are crispy, crunchy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. They come in mouth-watering flavors like marshmallow, chocolate peanut butter, and dark chocolate. Both are great on the go, or I love them pre-workout or post-workout, or hey, eat them as a midnight snack. Get $5 off your next order by going to magicspoon.com/CVV, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or your local grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/CVV for $5 off.
When you lost your father, did you feel like you kind of lost your way a little bit? Like you got in with the wrong crowd for a little while.
Right.
Who did you look to at that time to be a father figure for you?
Oh man, Shelton. To be honest, Shelton. I used to look at Shelton as a father figure. Obviously, because he was our neighbor right next to us. But he was always on the road. He's always on the road. So those times where I don't see him, I'm always, going to chilling with the wrong people. And then obviously when we move away from him, it was a culture shock for me because we done went to, living in a nice area to the hood. And I think that transition, it was a culture shock for me. And then that's when I fell into, the streets. And that's when I started hanging around the wrong crowd. And one thing led to another. And I started just doing bad stuff and skipping school and just doing all the juvenile delinquents, what they do. So.
And then 6 years in the Texas State Penitentiary.
Yes, sir.
At 15 years old.
Yes, sir.
Why was it the pen and not juvenile detention?
So during juvenile, I was in and out of juvenile. I had a history, with juvenile. And then obviously when I was 15, I committed this last crime. It was a Class A felony. So from 15 in Texas, you can go to a place called TYC. It's kind of like a rehab prison for juveniles. And you go there, and the time being there is going to determine whether you're going to go home or you're going to go to the big dogs, which is TDC. And that's that's like 16 years older and up. And when I went there, obviously I did not do good. I was getting in a bunch of fights, getting a lot of write-ups. I wasn't listening, and I was just lost. I was just really lost. I didn't know, who I was. I didn't have a morale compass. And from there, I was able to go back to court. And then obviously, with that, they sent me to the big dogs.
You said you lost yourself. Where did you find yourself? How'd you get on the path you're on now?
Oh, man. I would say whenever I got transferred from TYC to TDC, I would say maybe like the 4th year of me being locked up. I just got tired of the results that I was getting. I was tired of what was happening to me. I was tired of the environment I was in. And not only that, there's so much stuff that I seen in there that I don't want to see again, and I don't want to experience it again. And I think in that moment, I had to, tell myself, if I'm going to continue to, do this is what's going to happen.
Keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Keep getting the same results.
Right. Over and over.
Yeah.
So it had to be something that had to change. And guess what that was? That was the inside. I had to change this and I had to change this. And I think after my 4th year of being in TDC, I told myself, man, I don't want to leave here the same way that I came in. So what can I do to leave here stronger and more wiser? And that's where I started, hanging around the right OGs, the OGs that, that just spread love and the knowledge to me, and the OGs that that's really there to help other, kids like me. And all the OGs that I'm speaking for, they're not coming home. But through them getting locked up and them changing their lives around in there, they just wanted to help other people. And I'm so happy that I was able to peep that, because there's also other OGs that, do the other stuff that keeps you there. And I didn't want to be a part of that. So I started surrounding myself by the right people in there, and I started getting counseling. I started doing just a little bit of therapy in there. I started reading. Being in prison, that was the first time that I read my first book. And I just wanted a change. So I started doing a lot of self-help stuff. I started experiencing workout. I started, coming up with good habits, which is, I guess, cleaning. I was cleaning a lot. It was just a lot of bad habits that I was turning into good habits after my 4th year of being in prison. And it felt good. It just felt right,
It sounds like up to that point, you were angry, like maybe like acting out because of that. What were you angry at?
I think I was just angry at the world, man. When I lost my hero, I lost my dad. I said, F it, and I'm just gonna do me. I wasn't listening to my mom. I wasn't listening to Shelton. I wasn't listening to Carlito. I wasn't listening to no one. And I think it took for me to go to prison and do all that and experience all that to finally realize, okay, hold on, what I'm doing is not me. It's not. This is wrong. I need to switch it up. And I think that's what made me transition from from just a little kid lost in the sauce to the man that I know that my parents raised to be. And like I said, I just didn't want to leave there the same way that I came in. And I'm happy that I was able to go through that because it just made me the man who I am today.
There's a real connection there with Booker T, right? Very similar history.
Yes.
He has a similar past, and look at the career he's had, look at the man that he is now. Did you guys come together and connect on that?
Oh, we definitely did. He shared his story. He told me, hey man, you're not alone. Even though we have a different story, we have a lot of similarities. And I think Booker T was also, one of the ones that obviously I looked up to. But we was never that close growing up. But now when obviously I came home from prison and I got with him and we connected, it's like I wish that I've been connected with him when I was in the streets. Because I think just having someone, the person that he is and the stuff that he went through, I could connect to. So all I needed to hear was his story. And I think that's what helped me too with being in prison. I was listening to all the OG story. I was listening to everybody's story. And I always used to take that one like positive thing that I learned from each and every story, and I applied it to my story and I applied it to my mind. And I think that's what helps me, with all the decisions I make today.
What was that day like when you woke up knowing it was your final day in prison? You were getting out. You're going to be a free man again.
Oh man, it was. So before that, it was 2 days before that, I did not eat. I told myself I'm gonna starve myself and I can't wait. When I go home, I'm gonna eat everything. And I did not sleep.
What were you eating in prison?
Oh my, you really want to know? Nah, it's just nasty food, man. But 9 times out of 10, I was always eating I was already eating commissary, which is stuff that, the prison that you provide. It's like a little baby store of food you can go. But it's nothing, it's not like a steak what I eat now, It's more of ramen noodles, refried beans, just rice and vegetables with no seasoning.
So 2 days before you said, I'm not going to eat anything.
Yeah, 2 days I said, I'm not going to eat anything. And I said, I'm going to starve myself just so I can eat everything for the first day that I came
What was
home.
the first food that you were like, I can't wait to eat this again?
Oh, I went to Chevron and spent $50 on nothing but junk food.
Chevron was your first stop?
Yes, because that was the closest gas station to the prison I was at. As soon as we passed it up, and my mom, and I told my mom, I said, Mom, stop right here. She was like, no, we're gonna go eat somewhere else. I said, Mom, stop right here. I need to get something. I went in there and I was so shocked, bro. I had a culture shock because when I went in there, I seen so many different varieties of food. I didn't even know which one to choose. It was, I was like, man, so I just got everything. I got everything. It was like, I even got like 3 different types of sodas, Gatorade, got Doritos, chips. I spent the whole $50 on gas station food.
Were you able to sleep knowing that this was the day you were going to get out?
Oh, no. I literally stayed up the previous day, working out, trying to get prepared. And I try to stay away from the phone because every time I got on the phone and called my mom or my brothers, I always had these butterflies in my stomach. So I was like, man, I'm gonna stop calling. Let me let me just focus on these last few workouts. And then obviously, you know, in prison you had chow time. You go to the cafeteria and you eat. I skipped all that. You know, I was like, man, I'm about to eat. I'm thinking I'm about to go home, eat, you know, some good food. But for some odd reason, I was like, I seen Chevron. I was like, oh, let's go there. But yeah, I did not sleep.
It's interesting because you went in as a kid and you came out as a man. And like a lot of that is tied to just, you know, the age that you went in and the age you came out. But a lot of it is also, you know, who you were and what your mindset was when you came out.
Right.
And that's a big difference. What did you feel like was the biggest difference for you after those 6 years?
I know who I am now. You know,
Who are you?
I'm Zilla Fatu. You know, I'm a man of morale, and I'm a man of respect and loyalty and love. You know, and I'm a full Samoan. I fall off, you know, the Fatu and the Hawaii bloodline, and you know, I'm me. You know, and I love what I do, and I do it out of love, man. It's just love.
What does that name Fatu mean to you? What does it mean to have that as your last name?
It means everything. And to be honest, I don't know if you know, Fatu means heart, you know, in English. So it's all love. And not only that, our culture, you know, our culture is just built off love and respect. And I think, you know, obviously me growing up, I didn't see that, but I felt it. And now that, you know, I'm grown, everything now just makes sense. All the questions I had growing up that was unanswered, it's answered now. Because now I'm grown, now I understand. And now I'm, you know, I'm wise now. So it hit different for me because obviously I've been in and out of jail. And then now it's like, okay, this is who I am. And it's just love, man. That's it.
Do you feel the pressure that comes with that being your last name? And do you feel the pressure attached to like the way that people perceive you and what the expectations are that are on you?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Even leading up to the debut, it was like I knew that there was going to be an expectation so high, you know, not just because of my family, but of my dad. He set the bar so high. And, you know, in my mind, man, I want to be able to excel that. You know, I want to be able to take whatever my dad did to the next level. And I think that's a challenge for me now. You know, I think it's a challenge for me to kind of separate Zilla Fatu from the Samoan dynasty. And like I was just talking with my team this morning, maybe, you know, maybe that's not in my plan. Maybe, you know, maybe it's not to, you know, separate Zilla Fatu from the Samoan dynasty. Maybe it's time to embrace it and put on for it. So
what would that look like?
Man, just doing what I'm doing now, you know, staying out of trouble, staying out the way, taking care of my family, and, you know, keeping my nose clean and making sure everyone remembers my dad and remembers, you know, who we are and represent the culture and be able to represent my family, you know, but at a high level.
It's hard not to look at you and see your dad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and then
I hope I look better.
And then when we see you in the ring, you're doing the Samoan Spike, but you're putting your own little spin on it.
Hello.
So it's the Super Samoan Spike.
Well, yeah, it's called the Triple Z now. Do you know why it's called the Triple Z?
Why is it called the Triple Z?
Well, you have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
If you go on the iPhone and you click the emoji part, you type in sleep.
Yeah.
You see the 3 Z's. So I just called it the Triple Z. And my mom actually came up with that. So shout out to Mama Zilla.
So this is kind of like, it's 2 moves in one, right? It's the Superman punch with the spike kind of put into one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to share that too. I remember I was at Reality of Wrestling and I was just laying in the ring like this. Just laying in the middle of it. I was like, man, what am I going to do? What am I going to, you know, come up with that is, you know, different, but also, you know, it looks like I'm laying it in for real. And I remember, you know, I wanted to pay homage to my dad with the spike. I always knew that I wanted my finisher to be something with a spike. The question was, how could we evolve it? So I started thinking, who is the biggest WWE superstar right now. That's a no-brainer, Roman Reigns. So I was like, okay, I seen him do a Superman punch. I see my dad do the Samoan Spike. You get the Triple Z. So I remember I started doing it, and at first I was like, man, this feels like the UFC Superman punch. But maybe if I can get a little higher and then like really, swing this back, it'll look better. Cause just like I know, it just has to look cool.
Yeah.
And I was able to like add a few touch up, and I was like, man, I just gotta jump a little higher and then really like kind of keep this back where even the people in the nosebleed could see this. And I remember when I first did it, I was like, yeah, this is it. And then obviously that was after my debut. For my debut, obviously I wanted to lift him up and then spike him. But then after that, I was like, man, I just need my own. And that's when I came up with the Triple Z.
Solo's doing the spike in WWE.
Boo! Boo!
I feel like they should have reserved this for you.
Well, timing is everything else. Just like I know, the E is real big on that. So, but kudos to him. Kudos to Hunter too for allowing that. And I remember that too. A few years ago, he did that on the day that my dad passed away, and it was on a Monday Night Raw to Matt Riddle. And when he did it, it sparked, a lot of love that my dad had. Not only that, just in our family, and it felt right. And I think Hunter, he's seen something in that, and they are where they are now.
It's funny because I interviewed Jake the Snake Roberts, and I said, people use the DDT, but it's not a finisher anymore. He goes, yeah, but what do people think of when they see the DDT? He said, they think of you. That's so true. Yes. When Solo does the spike, who do they think of?
Umaga.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a pretty special thing.
It is. That's why I'm, it's always love, using someone else's finisher, but it's different when it's in your family, when it's somebody, blood related. And like I said, shout out to, WWE and Hunter for allowing that, because I thought that was the most dopest thing that I've seen, especially when I came home from prison. I wasn't really watching wrestling like that. And I think when he did it, it kind of like, that sparked something in me. And I was like, yes, let's go.
What's the goal for you in your wrestling career?
I just want to be able to have people, when I'm done with everything, they see all the hard work. I just want them to see I'm not really big on the rewards. I'm more focused on the journey.
You mean like championships?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I do want all the belts. I want all of it, but to, dive into a deeper level of, where my mind is at, I think it's more of the journey, the grind. They seen that, it wasn't no handout for me when I came home from prison. It wasn't rely on the family's name or rely on, Umaga's name. I think it took a little bit more than that. And I just want to be able to show people that, it wasn't no handout. I really came home and got it out the mud and put the work in. And I'm still putting in the work in. It was like, I'm nowhere near close to where I want to be. Yeah, that's it. I just want to show people that it was just hard work and the love and the consistency and my team, man. So, yeah.
A lot of your family's in WWE now. Is the goal to join your family in WWE?
Yes. That's so obvious. Yes. I would love to,
I'm sure you're on WWE's radar.
I hope I am, man.
I'm sure you've been on their radar since you were a kid, but
yeah,
I'm sure they're aware of what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Have you had a tryout yet?
No, sir. I literally just been training, man. Just being patient. I'm not in no rush to get anywhere. Like I said previous, I have a long way to go, and I'm still growing. I'm still trying to figure out, as far as within this business, I'm trying to figure out who I am, and I think that's just going to take time. It's just going to take, repetition. And, but yeah, I think I think I'm right where I'm supposed to be right now. So
This episode is brought to you by ZocDoc. When was the last time you needed to go to the doctor, but you just pushed it off? You made the excuse, I'm too busy, it'll heal itself, I'll just walk it off. I think we've all been there because making a doctor appointment can feel so daunting. But thanks to ZocDoc, there's no reason to delay. They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's right for you. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click instantly to book an appointment. Appointments made through ZocDoc also happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can also score same-day appointments. I use this and you should too. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/insight to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/insight, ZocDoc.com/insight.
You had a special moment with Randy Orton recently at Fanatics Fest.
oh man, yes,
Right? And Randy and Umaga were very close.
Yeah.
So what was that moment for you?
I just want to say this, man. I'm not just a wrestler in the business. I'm a fan of the product too. So meeting Randy Orton, man, it was such a full circle moment, man. Because I remember, just to double back on growing up. I remember me and Dom. We used to it's just funny stuff. Like we always used to try to RKO him backstage, but he's so tall. We're so small, and he always used to play with us, But now that I'm grown, it just hits different. It's a full circle moment. So when I seen him, it brought back the same feeling to where when I was younger of us playing around. And it was a special moment for me. And just meeting my dad's friends, that means a lot because, obviously they have memories and they have stuff that they did with him that they share with me. And to be honest, Oos, that's my favorite part of this journey. Is learning who my dad is through wrestling and through his friends.
And he probably hadn't seen you in close to 20 years, and he immediately recognized you.
Yeah. I was hoping. I told my team, I was like, man, I hope he recognizes me, man. I don't want him to be like, well, go back to the line. But I was just so happy that, he embraced me, and it felt good. It felt right, too. So
Another big moment, someone who was so close to your dad was Jeff Hardy.
Yes. Jeff Hardy. He was definitely my favorite wrestler, too, growing up.
Yeah? So when you reconnected with Jeff Hardy, what was that? What was that like?
Oh, it was like we never separated. Like we never, had that 20 years of separation.
Isn't Jeff the best?
He is.
Yeah.
He's the best, man. And he obviously now we're closer now. And he's always a mentor. He's always always coaching me on, what I need to do. And I see him with his daughter and I love it. And it's just crazy because how time goes by fast, and to see his kids grow and see that, they're witnessing everything. I tell his kids, I say, hey, you guys are going to remember this. You guys probably don't know who your dad is because I didn't know who my dad was. But I promise you, man, you guys are going to remember your dad. And then when you grow up, you're going to like feel special. You're going to feel, bonded. So I told them like, man, embrace this, man. Embrace this. So that was cool.
Jeff Hardy credits Umaga for using the Posca paint pens to put on his face paint.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool that all these years later, that's now the thing he does because of this one conversation with Umaga.
Yeah, I was so shocked too. I didn't know that, obviously till I heard him say it. And Jeff just being who he is, obviously he was using the watered down the paint. Yeah. But I'm happy he used the paint that my dad used because it's so natural and it doesn't get on the opponent's gear, and it's just safe, so. But I do it every now and then, so.
How did you feel about Rikishi having an issue with you wearing Jeff Hardy's face paint when you debuted on TNA?
You said, how did I feel?
Yeah.
I didn't really feel any type of way.
Why'd Rikishi call you out for this?
I just think he, every OG, not just him, but all the OGs in the game, man, they have their own way of, criticizing younger talent. I think with him is, obviously he was trying to put me on game, but You know, when you mention someone you love, it hits different because with me, when I hear him talking about my dad, it wasn't really necessarily about the face paint. It's just how he said it. And then you involve my dad. I kind of, you know, overreacted because it's someone that I love. And not only that, when people bring up my dad, I get very emotional. So I think I did overreact, but I think everything could have been settled just over a phone call. So that's why I was so upset, because I'm like, you know, why not call? Why not, you know, do this over a convo or meet up instead of, you know, going to the internet and doing all that. So, yeah.
That's a big moment for you, your TNA debut.
Yeah.
You'll never have another TNA debut.
Yeah.
What made you decide you wanted to go out in the face paint?
Man, because obviously, you know, I do this for my mom and dad, but, you know, Jeff Hardy plays a big role, you know, in my character, and he inspires me. And I think I was just doing that because I want to have fun. You know, I want to have fun. And that's what it was. You know, it was literally me and Jeff backstage chopping it up about my dad. And not only that, you know, us figuring out our next step, our next move. And I think it was just more of us bonding together, but I want to do this. You know, I'm still figuring it out. I'm still trying to figure everything out. And I just want to be able to do it my way on my time. You know, I don't want to have anyone else try to write it out for me, because if they do, then it wouldn't be considered my story if I didn't write it. Mm-hmm. So I just want to be able to write my own story and be my own artist.
And at the same time, didn't Jeff Hardy wear Umaga's face paint or something like that to like pay tribute to him?
Yeah. Him, and not only that, the Usos, man.
Yeah.
You know how they look when they first came in the game. You know, it's all just paying homage, man, showing love. And I think that's the bigger picture, just showing love and most importantly, having fun.
Your father's always with you, literally and figuratively. Like you have a giant tattoo of him on your chest. How did you choose that specific photo of him?
To be honest, it wasn't going to be this photo. It was going to be him and my mom. But I remember I was down there in Tampa, Florida, and I was just looking at different photos of my dad. And I don't know what, for some reason, this stuck out. Maybe it was because I'm gonna put it like this. There's a lot of photos of my dad that connects with me. And I think this kind of like symbolizes who I am too. But I wanted to, how do I say it? I just wanted to keep him right here. That way, every time that I do look in the mirror, whatever, he's always right there, you know? And then not only that, I always do this face. Like when I used to score a touchdown, I used to be, I used to do all that. And then not only that, growing up, I always make this face. Always makes this face. So yeah, I got this, and I was so happy that I did it, and it came out the way it came out. And, you know, just to touch up on another thing, the reason why I do take my thumb is because it's like my dad is out there holding my hand, you know, guiding me. And to have this and to have this, it's like my MO, you know, and it makes me remember who I am. So, yeah.
When Enzo Amore introduced you in TNA,
Bonafide.
He said you were the most dangerous Samoan in the Bloodline. Are you the most dangerous Samoan in the Bloodline?
I mean, I can say there's a lot of arguments. You know, it's a great argument. I'm Zilla Fatu. You know, I'm Zilla Fatu. That's all I can say. And people will know, you know, who I am when I'm done with this wrestling business.
If you're going to put together like a dream team, if you only got to pick 4, dream team of the Bloodline.
Oh,
who's it going to be?
There he goes. You said 4 in my family?
Yeah.
Me, Jacob.
Who's the other 2?
Oh, this man put me on the line. Okay. I say me, Jacob, my dad. And Tonga Kid. Jacob's dad. Just in case you guys don't know, big TK, man. TK. Yeah, so I go with that 4 right there.
I mean, you've got a lot to choose from.
Yeah, I do. But I think that 4 right there, I think we're good.
I'm going to go through your family tree right now.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I want you to tell me how you're related to these people.
Let's do it.
Okay?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yokozuna.
Uncle.
Rosie.
Uncle. Yeah.
Roman Reigns.
So, uncle, but we call him cousin. We call him cousin just because of the age bracket.
He's actually your uncle?
Yes, that's Rosie. So Rosie's my uncle too, but Rosie is his little brother.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we call him, our cousin.
Jimmy and Jay.
My cousin. That's our dad's brothers.
So at the same time, then Solo as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Rock.
Cousin. Yeah, through marriage and blood.
Ava. So Rock's daughter.
Oh man, she would have to be my second or third cousin because that's his daughter. Still the same.
Afa and Sika.
Uncle.
Everyone can't be your uncle here. A lot of uncles.
Uncle, trust me. Especially Oos, if you see the kids that our dad and our grandpas have, you would know why. Like the minimum of each person is like 11 kids. So if you do 11, 11, 11, you got to understand there's more branches under those 11.
Yeah, this
11,
bloodline
11.
goes on forever.
For real. Hey, y'all, even though I'm part of this, I'm still learning. This is how big our family is. I'm still learning who my family is, so.
Rikishi.
Uncle.
A lot of uncles. Peter Maivia.
Who? I would say
that's Rock's grandfather.
So I would say grandfather, right?
No, I don't. If that's Rock's grandfather, then it's probably a cousin, some sort of cousin, right?
Yeah, something.
So I guess Rocky Johnson then is also a cousin.
You can consider him, a cousin or fourth cousin. I don't know. We're gonna have to do a trivia on this.
Who else? What about like Naomi?
Naomi, that's the sis, man. She's a sister-in-law. That's Jimmy's wife. And
so that's
sis-in-law. Trinity Fatu. There it goes. There's a lot.
There's a lot. This is great.
Yeah, you got Journey Fatu. That's Jacob's little brother. There's so many. There's who?
Lloyd.
That's my uncle. Yeah, that's on Alpha side. So no, that's my second cousin. Bro, we can literally do a whole segment on this. We'll be here for a couple hours. We'll be here for a couple hours, man.
Do you know how you're related to Nia Jax?
No, I don't. Can you guys help? Can you help with that?
I'm sure if we saw the diagram, WWE put it up on WWE Unreal. And it's huge, right?
Really?
Like the font is so small.
Oh, wow. I didn't even watch it yet.
Yeah, there's so many people because they're explaining how everyone is part of this. And they put up the graphic for, 1 second.
Yeah.
And it's so big. The font is so small and there's photos of everybody.
Was I on there?
Probably. Yeah,
Oh, man.
I don't know how you couldn't be on there.
If not, man, I'm like the lost child.
It wouldn't just end at Umaga. Like, I'm sure that he has the little tree coming off of him.
Unless, it makes sense. My story. I was away. Nobody knew that I was off the island of irrelevancy. I was on a different island.
So check this out. Leading up to SummerSlam, there was an over-under on that Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed match. Over-under 5.5 spears in total. Which one would you have taken? And keep in mind, there's 3 people in that match that do spears. If you took the over, bam, you would have nailed it. My bookie had those prop bets as well as just straight up, who's gonna win this match? You can also get in on the baseball action, UFC, boxing. Who do you think's gonna win the Super Bowl? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? These are the odds as of right now. The Baltimore Ravens at the top of the list, followed by the Bills, Eagles, and Chiefs. And you got to scroll almost all the way down to the bottom to see my Cleveland Browns at a plus 30,000. When you sign up at MyBookie, use my code. It's CVV, and they'll hook you up with a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. So if you put in $100, boom, now you've got $150 to get in on that action. Bet smarter, win bigger, only at MyBookie.
I got to say, one of the most impressive things about you is the way you market yourself. Like, you present yourself like you're a star. From day one, too. Who kind of planted that seed for you?
Shelton and Booker T. They always planted in my mind to keep the right people around, and obviously my mom plays a big role. But I just give praises to my team, man. There's so many people that you guys don't see, on camera or the media that plays a big role on who Zilla Fatu is. And I think just having the right people around, having the right energy around, and having genuine energy around people that really, really, really want to see me win and thrive, I think that's what helps. And, every day, every morning, or if not morning, every night, I'm always on a conference call with my team. We're trying to figure out how to get better and better. And we do this every day.
Like, I think you're only one of two people I can think of on the indies that has a foam finger. Uh-huh. Matt Cardona has one.
Yeah.
You've got the thumb down, looking like a Samoan Spike.
Yeah. Do you like it, though? What was your first reaction?
I thought that was great.
Okay, good.
I mean, I'm sure the kids love those.
Oh, yes. Like, throughout their whole match, it's like, I can't even lock up or nothing. They're like, Zilla, do it. Like, I got you. Hold on. So, yeah, I think that and with the foam fingers and the merch and everything I have going, man, it's because of my team.
Yeah.
It's not just me. It's my team.
You had a match with Booker T in Reality of Wrestling.
Oh, man.
And I found out through our good friend, Brad Gilmore.
Yes.
That originally wasn't supposed to be a match.
Nope.
So how did that come together?
Oh, I love this story. So, obviously, we have a breakout show at Reality of Wrestling, and that's where the students, people that are in the beginner's class or the intermediate class, they go to this specific show, and they showcase why they should be on the Platinum show, which is the show I'm on right now. And they have to prove to the people and to Booker T on why they need to be on the main card. And I go to all of the student shows. I want to be able to help in any way that I can. I'm always helping the students out if they need help, constructing a match, producing a match, or also help with the producers, anything they need. I always pull up put my 2 cents in. And I remember on this specific day, I was just there, and I was sitting in Gorilla watching, the monitors with Booker. And then Booker was like, "Hey, Oos, you ready? You want to go do something?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" He was like, "All right, well, we don't have no script, okay? So I need you to go out there and fill it." I said, "Fill it?" I was like, "All right, let's go, Oos." And then he was like, "All right." And then he went out there. He cut his promo. Have in mind, Oos, none of this is planned, not even previous days leading up to this show. I was just there, right? And Booker T went out there, cut his promo. And then as soon as my music hits, I go out there and I basically just, we were just going off each other. And as soon as I think that the promo and the segment was going to be over, I forgot what date it was. And then he was like, I forgot what he said, January 11th, be ready. And I'm like, I look at the fans, they all go crazy. And I'm like, I cut something and I'm like, I'm there. And then we get backstage, and then he pulls me to the side. He said, "Man, I don't know what the F I did." He said, "Man, I don't know what I did, but hey, we're going to rock with it. We're going to rock with it." And then Brad was like this. And then Kevin, all of them, they were just clapping their hands, so ready. And then after the match, after every show, Booker T, he always has a meeting, which is I love too, because he gets to, put us on game and criticize, our matches. And he told all of us, he was like, man, I don't know what I got myself into, but we're gonna figure it out, And one thing with Book, especially on show days, the card is always subject to change. It was always subject to change. So I think that's what helps too with my career. I always got to be able to adapt in certain situations. I always have to, if I have to switch it up or if I have to, figure it out, we're going to figure it out. And I think that's the power of Booker T and reality wrestling have. And I'm so blessed to go through that. But that's what happened with literally me and Booker T. We were just going out there, just feeling it. And then he set the date, and I was like, oh, okay. Me, I ain't going to back down. Let's do it.
Is there something from training with Booker and learning under him that you now have in the back of your mind every match when you go out there?
Hell yeah. That's, I always have this in my mind. It's because of him. Make everything look cool. Exaggerate everything. But as you're exaggerating everything or over-exaggerating everything, make it look cool, and always put yourself in these nosebleeds, How would you want to watch the match from the nosebleed? What would you want to see from the nosebleed? And every match, I try to do that. I try to incorporate that. And, having that tool or knowledge in my mind, it's helped me progress. It's helped me to where I'm at today. So shout out to Booker T. And I'm still going to whoop your ass.
January 11th.
Yeah, January 11th. Yeah. But yeah, that wasn't even a match too. Like he set me up. I was so young and green. I didn't even read the contract, signed the contract. I didn't even know I signed myself for a whole gauntlet match. And he came out last.
But man, you got to be in the ring with a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Yes. That was a blessing. I think that override everything. Even with the storyline, I was so fascinated that I'm in the ring with Booker T, man. One of the OGs, Hall of Famer. And he just made everything easier, man. Everything is so much easier working with him. And I just wish that I get to the level that he's at with the psychology and everything within the ring. And I know what it takes, and it's just repetition, going there and just listening to him, being on the history, and just always, regardless of my status, always be receptive, always be open-minded, don't be closed-minded. And I think the knowledge from Booker, like I said, it helped me to where I'm at today. He plays a big role in this.
As the Bloodline was continuing to grow on TV and WWE, they were adding new members all the time. Your name kept coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Your name kept coming up as like, well, it's just a matter of time now before they call Zilla. Were you ready for that call if it happened?
No. I thought I was. No. I'm gonna keep it 100. No. I think I still have more time to grow, and I'm still green, man. Still green. I still have a long way to go, man. So I think when the timing is right, and not only that, when I feel right, just like the same feeling I had when, in prison, that I was tired, that I need to change my life, I'm just waiting for that feeling. And once that feeling pops up, that's when I'm gonna start pushing for it. But for right now, I'm just being patient and just waiting, just grinding, enjoying the process, enjoying the journey, and just learning as I go, and always be the student of the game. And I think, time will tell. And I think the fans will, play a big role in that. So I'm just working like WWE never had their eyes on me, and I think having that mindset, I think I'm going to get there. I know I'm going to be there. I think it takes just repetition, and it takes time. And I think where I'm at today, my brand is only going to excel. Is only going to excel because we're just, like I said earlier, we're still figuring it out every day and brainstorming every day.
What do you feel like you've improved on the most? Like if we look at a match now versus a match a year ago, what's the thing that you're really proud of that you've really honed?
Uh, I think storytelling. I think my psychology has gotten a little better because there's more to it than just going out there and just spiking someone. Like, yes, I can just go out there, do a squash match and squash them, but it's not going to be fun, man. Why can't we just milk it? You know, why can't we just let everything marinate? And I think now I let I let fans register what's going on. For example, if I'm punching you 20 times repeatedly, it's not going to make sense. Like, people know that I'm punching you, but what if I punch you 4 times, but I'm going slow with the elbow up? Guess what? All those people in the nosebleed, they're going to see that. Now, if I'm punching you fast 20 times, they're not going to be able to see that. They're not going to be able to register. So every match, I try to just take my time with it and try to let the fans register what's going on. Because guess what? If they're not registering what's going on, they're going to be lost. And I don't want that for my matches. I need the fans to be on point from the time I come out from the curtain, from the time I get to the ring, from the time I go back to the curtain, you know, back to the gorilla. So I need them involved every second. And that's my goal with every match. I want the fans to be in tune. Even when I'm just walking down the aisle, I still need them to be in tune. Yeah, so.
What's the match that, if someone's never seen you wrestle before, what match, as soon as this interview's done, should they go watch on YouTube?
Oh, I'll tell you, it's not yesterday's match with Bully Ray. I'll tell you, it's not that match, all right? But I would say, that's a good question, Noose. I would say, man, you just put me on. Man, let me see. I would say me versus Enzo for 4th rope in Atlanta. Obviously, Enzo has a very unique mind when it comes to this business. And with that match, we literally checked off all the boxes. So when you watch a professional wrestling match, what do you want to see? And I think we checked off all the boxes. And that match actually, you know, sparked something in me. And I'm happy I get, because there's little, you know, in life, there's always little stuff that like sparks something in you. And I don't know why, but that match there and the fans' reaction was so loud, but it felt so right. And I knew, okay, I'm on the right, you know, timing when it comes to, you know, learning this game. I'm on the right steps, you know, and I'm right where I need to be.
Thank you for coming in here and doing this. I've known you for years.
Come on, us.
And it was like, I know this is going to happen at some point in time. It just needs to happen at the right time. And I appreciate how you own where you've come from.
Yes, sir.
You own it. You're not afraid to talk about it. And you know that that's a big part of who you are. And that's why you're the person you are now.
Yes, sir.
And I'm excited to see what's next for you.
No, thank you. Thank you. I'm blessed to be here, and appreciate you so much for being here. And I also want to say thank you, too, for pulling up to the debut and covering that, because you played a big role on, you know, getting Zilla Fatu's name out. And I just want to say, I'm very blessed to have you pull up and show love, because you didn't even know who I was. You know, you didn't have to do that. But just off the love, you know, everything's about love. Just off the love, you did that. And I'm very appreciative and more than blessed for that.
I just made an iPhone video of you coming out and then an iPhone video of you doing the spike. And it got hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah.
I like it. I was laughing because I watched it back. You could clearly see your phone in your pocket.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oos, I thought no one recognized that.
Why were you wrestling with your iPhone in your pocket?
I just want to share this story, bro. Let me share this, because I would never forget this. Even Jacob would vouch for me. Even Booker would vouch. Everyone backstage will vouch for it. Bro, I was literally, obviously with every show, you know, they have medical there. And with me, I always take advantage of that. You know, I'm getting my body massaged, whatever, chiropractic, doing all that. Have in mind, Oos, I'm halfway dressed. Remember, I'm green. I didn't know, you know, new to the game, new to the business. I'm halfway dressed, right? As soon as I get done with the chiropractor and everything, they checking my body and everything, I go to the locker room where Jacob and everyone was at. I start putting my headphones on. Boom. Oops, I didn't even have I wrestled in some J's. I didn't even have my shoes on. I just have my knee pads underneath, my pants, my phone, and my shirt. Oops, I'm just going through my bag. I'm on my phone. I'm putting some new music on. And then as soon as I'm like going through my music, all I hear was, Zilla, your song is on. I'm like, I look back. I'm like, bro, stop playing with me. He was like, Zilla, your song is on for real, man. I look back. I said, you for reals? He was like, yeah, let's listen. And I was like, oh, what song is playing? So next thing you know, bro, I don't know why. I didn't take my phone out of my pocket. I left it in, my pants. I put my shirt on and everything. I do the tape real quick, whatever, put the necklace on, boom. And then that's why it took a little minute for me to come out.
I was wondering, your song played for so long.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, he's building the momentum here. He's building the anticipation.
I almost missed it. But that's what happened. And then I didn't even know that I had my phone in my pocket. I think in the match, I threw it out. I don't remember. But that's crazy because no one caught on to that. And guess what? There's so many views, so many angles of the match. Your view is the only view you can clearly see the phone was in my pocket. And I think that was never ever been done before.
Sorry, man.
That's good.
Put you on blast.
No, it's good, man. It's good.
You'll never do that again.
Yeah, that's something called green.
But again, I want to thank you, and I'm going to end this with the question I ask everybody, because gratitude means so much to me. I wake up every day. I say out loud 3 things I'm grateful for. It centers me. It allows me to focus on the things I have in my life instead of being upset about the things I don't. And I do it again before I go to sleep. So Zilla, what are 3 things in your life you're grateful for right now?
Oh man, I'm grateful for my mom. I'm grateful, for the love and the support that I received from my dad's fans and my fans and the wrestling world. And
do you sign a lot of your dad's figures, a lot of your dad's merch?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not one meet and greet that I did not sign a piece of my dad's stuff. And like I said, that's my favorite part of the journey right now is doing stuff like that. People bring in 15 years worth of my dad, maybe 20 years worth of my dad, bringing it to me and having me, sign it. That's all I need. That's all what fulfills my heart and the love that I have for my dad. And that's, obviously my favorite part is learning who my dad was. So I would say that. And then I'm grateful for my team, man. I'm so grateful for my team, because without my team, there would not be a Zilla Fatu here. There would not be, me making the right decision or none of that. There would be me, overreacting a lot, but through the grace of them and them sacrificing their time to help, build me and trust me and see something that I don't see in myself, it hits home. And I think, I tell them every day, man, that I'm blessed to have them. And like I said, just without that and without, them pouring the water on me with, trying to build me up, it's like an unconditional love that I have for them and vice versa. And, for those that's watching, even with people that went through the same, struggles as I did, just please be careful and aware of who you surround yourself by, and I know that sounds so cliche to say, but it's so real. Like it's so pure. So please just, surround yourself by genuine love, genuine energy. And I promise you will get the genuine results. So yeah, those are the 3 things I'm very, very grateful of.
Well, thank you again, man.
Thank you, Us. Yeah, so blessed to be here. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
That's right.